Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live, the virtual show. We'll look back on how the Packers fared with our co-host Allen Lazard. We'll talk football. We'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Allen's ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to Clubhouse Live!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yes, the virtual show Clubhouse Live edition continues almost into 2021 now. Hard to believe how fast this season is going. We are still safe and sound. We're high atop the 10th floor, our 10th floor bubble. There's a good view of our secret location. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network, Wisconsin. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Victory Monday, everybody. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Let me hear all the virtual cheers. Yes, everybody's pumped. We're going to talk about that big Sunday night route in a bit, but I want to get this over with quickly because he's so smug, everybody. He thinks his team is going to the playoffs. It is the other member of our Clubhouse Live crew. It is Chicago Bears fan, the smugginess, Ricardo Arguello, everybody. Let's hear it. Let's hear the boos. Listen for it. Listen. Oh, the double doink. There you go, Ricardo.
Nice. I wouldn't exactly say smug, but I am a lot happier than I was 3 weeks ago, Brett.
Yeah?
Yeah, so 3-game winning streak will do that. So, hey, possibility of them making the playoffs, that's all I ask for beginning of the season, and they're in that position. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, Bears 41, Jags 17. Chicago's won 3 straight. Suddenly, inexplicably, back in the playoff race. So I'm not too worried about the big game coming up. Packers, Bears at Soldier Field. We'll talk about that later in the show, Ricardo, with your Bears.
Yes.
That was like your Bears 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's making everybody out there in Clubhouse Live land very happy. Let's talk about this. How about Packers 40, Titans 14? That's definitely worthy of some virtual cheers, I would think. All week, the focus was on Derrick Henry and the Titans' vaunted rushing attack. At the end of Sunday night's Packers shellacking of the Titans, the focus was on A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, and the Packers' ability to ground and pound. Dillon rushed for 124 yards, scored his first 2 career touchdowns, and Jones 94 yards of his own on 10 carries as the Packers churned out 234 yards on the ground in propelling an offensive effort that finished with 448 total yards. Meanwhile, Green Bay's defense slowed the NFL's rushing leader as Henry finished with 98 yards on 23 carries. His longest run of the night was just 10 yards. And the defense stymied a Titans offense that came into the contest as one of the league's top units. Held them just to 260 yards, Ricardo. The Packers recorded 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, and also broke up 10 passes. And, oh, yeah, that Aaron Rodgers guy, 4 more touchdown passes, including 3 to Devante Adams, who had 11 catches for 142 yards. Ricardo, Adams, 17 touchdown receptions, just 1 away from the great Sterling Sharp's single-season record of 18 set back in 1994. How about that?
I love Sterling
Sharp. I
Sharp,
know you
so
do.
That's a big number.
Hey, last week's guest, one of them, Equanimous St. Brown, also scoring his first career touchdown. That's 12 in the wagon, 1 still lagging. December is turning into January. It's snowy, it's cold, it's Bears week. And you know who loves everything about what's going on in Titletown, including Bears week? It's Happy Vince. Come on, let's hear it for Happy Vince, virtual crowd. He loves beating the Bears. And that's going to happen on Sunday, Ricardo.
Let's talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. Happy Vince loves that our co-host is back. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Allen Lazard is somewhere out there in virtual land.
Yeah.
There he is, rocking the Giannis jersey. Bucks fans, Packers fans. And Allen's continuing to make me work really hard on this show.
Yes.
2 more guests, 2 returning guests. First, we have Green Bay Packers tight end Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan is out there. There he is, wearing his Christmas shirt. I like
Very
it.
Nice.
And also joining us tonight is quarterback Tim Boyle. Where are you? There's Tim Boyle. He's there with us tonight as well. We'll get them onto the screen here in a bit. But, Ricardo, as always, you got to tell everybody how this show works.
First off, well, we're virtual. Just look at us right here. Interactive show, though, so we invite your comments, your questions through the live chat. That can be found online next to our video viewer. Hey, we got our guy over there, Brett, Jake Prinzen. He'll relay those comments and questions right over to us.
You're like me, still having that reverb issue. Yeah. It's hard to talk when you're hearing yourself talk like a split second later. So we'll get through it because we're gamers. We're tough guys. By the way, Clubhouse is the hashtag. Give us a follow on Twitter, @PCBretzi. I don't know why Allen Lazard does not follow me on Twitter.
He don't
I'm
like
a little
you.
hurt by that.
Maybe he don't like you.
You're at PC Ricardo. Allen is at Allen Lazard. Robert is at Rob Ton Jr., and Tim is at Tim Boyle _7. So you can't see it tonight, but it is here, everybody. The Bears welcome mat is in front of the stage, and I have made sure to stomp my feet all over it. Right, it's Bears week. Let's get our co-host onto the screen. He's in his third NFL season, almost all with the Packers. He catches passes. He scores touchdowns. He provides big-time blocks, Ricardo. He loves doing that. He flexes his muscles during the intro of Sunday Night Football. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Little shot of Allen Lazard doing the Lambeau leap.
Does the crown.
He is always ready to give a much-needed Lambeau lift and was called an unsung hero of the Packers' high-powered offense. How about a Clubhouse Live virtual welcome for our co-host? It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver number 13, Allen the Lizard Lazard.
There he is.
Yes.
What's good, everyone?
Looking good, Lizard. Looking good. Looking good in that
Thank you.
Giannis jersey.
Definitely.
Something cool from
Got it
Allen
right.
Lazard's house already. The Giannis Antetokounmpo. Can you say his last name, Allen?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Very
Yeah.
good. Now spell it.
That close.
That's
Antetokounmpo.
that should be part of the Clubhouse Live challenge.
You might
Spell
have to do that, yeah.
Antetokounmpo. Spell Bakhtiari. I should
Yeah.
find all the hard names to spell here. So, hey, everybody, stick around. Tonight is the last keyword for the signed canvas print
right.
from Allen Lazard. So we'll have details on that here in a little bit. But, Lizard, how was your Christmas? Tell me all about it. Did you get to do anything with your family? Any cool gifts? Any cool gifts from your quarterback, maybe, or fellow wide receivers, running backs who you block for? Tell us all about it.
I had a really great Christmas, actually. I was able to have my family drive up from Des Moines, my parents and my little brother and sister. So it was pretty special to be able to spend that time with them. We were very fortunate to have Friday off, too, so thanks to Coach LaFleur for kind of setting up our weekly schedule that way to be able to enjoy Christmas. But one of my favorite gifts I got this year from my mom, which I'll be showing you later as far as the cool thing inside of my house. But yeah, Christmas was awesome. I got to spend it with the people that I love the most. So very, very fortunate.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice of Coach LaFleur, a player's coach, Ricardo.
Yes, definitely.
Matt Nagy, barely a coach, right?
Yeah,
That's just
actually, I
how it
think he
works.
is.
That's how it works for you. Any New Year's resolutions for the Lizard?
No, I'm not really too big into New Year's resolutions. I kind of just pick up any resolution. I feel like, if I want to change habits or better myself in some way or form or fashion, no matter what time of the year it is or what day of the week, I guess it's just more so just deciding within that moment.
I can hear the New Year's
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought that was
music
from
as
Allen's
the
house.
Lizard was talking. Yeah, actually. Caught me off guard a little bit. You know what my New Year's resolution is? To dump Ricardo from the show
No.
once and for all.
In
That's
the
gonna better
contract.
myself.
In the contract.
We're getting rid of you, Ricardo. That's
You
part of
love
our
me.
Packers-Bears
Actually,
bet.
Brett, who you kidding? You wanted Allen to say his New Year's resolution was to spend more time with you.
I was kind of hoping,
Yeah.
at the very least, a Twitter follow, Lizard.
I just followed you. I
did
didn't
you?
realize I didn't follow you.
Begging.
Robert,
I really
Tim,
don't use
a
Twitter
follow.
like that.
They don't like you.
Yeah, no. It's
I
fun.
appreciate that. Thank you. It's about time, by the way.
Man,
it only took
you are
15
desperate.
weeks, 16 weeks. That's okay. I'm not hurt. Robert, Tim, a follow would be appreciated. Just saying.
Enough.
Anyway, Hey, how fun was last night, Lizard? Hey, it's the snow. It's the frozen tundra. It's Lambeau Field. It's Sunday Night Football. It had to be a blast.
Yeah, it was great. The environment, you can't really paint up a better environment, I guess, especially for Lambeau this time of the year. The snow, the cold weather. It plays a huge to our advantage, and that's why we're super excited to go out there next weekend so we can come out with a win to secure this 1 seed, the home field advantage. But I think just from last night, the funnest thing was, we were able to bounce back from last week. We had a horrible performance in the second half versus the Panthers, but we were able to come out this week, and really get the ball rolling for 4 straight quarters and kind of be able to put a good showing out there versus a very good team. So it gives us a lot of confidence going into January for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, the response, because there's a little bit within the game. Again, it seemed like, the Titans are making a little bit of a run, but then you stomped your foot on their throats and locked it up, put them away. But I wanted to ask you regarding the snow, the weather. What are the challenges when you're playing in those types of conditions is in terms of preparing, just making sure that you're well-equipped to play in the elements?
Yeah, so as the season progresses, you kind of switch from molded cleats to screw-in cleats, which, our field being a grass field, you use more screw-in cleats, especially later in the year because it's a little bit softer, especially with the snow yesterday. It's a little bit more mushier. There's a lot more give, and you don't want to slip out there. So you kind of have to change your cleats and everything. But during the game, catching the ball, sometimes the ball's a little bit harder, a little slicker. So you have to concentrate a little bit more and make sure you're honing in on your details, making sure you have your feet underneath you when you're running routes or blocking to make sure you don't slip and fall. And, it's just kind of more so you just have to focus on the small details of your game to make sure you can still execute at a high level.
Now, Lizard, why no sleeves? Come on. You are not fooling anybody. All you guys, you tough guys, think you're so tough. No sleeves. We know you're cold. Why don't you just wear sleeves? Oh yeah, look at he's flexing his mouth.
Yep.
Hey, let me do that too here a little
please,
bit. Yeah,
come on.
You see that? Whoa, there.
Something's
look at that
sagging.
thing.
Something's
look at that.
sagging.
That's unbelievable. Wear the sleeves, would you, Lizard?
So it's really not even up to me. Devante is obviously the head honcho, the leader of the group and everything. And he's implemented when I first came here last year that it's just been a tradition that's kind of been passed down to him from Randall and Jordy and so on. They've been doing it for some while now, and it's more so just respecting the ones that came before us in this room on this team and everything. And it does have an intimidation factor to it as well. The guys that we play, that we go against every play, DBs, safeties, they don't like the cold weather. So when you see someone wearing sleeves and you see that the person across from you isn't, it's maybe very subtle, but it's definitely in the back of their mind, and it has an effect on the game.
But come on, you're cold. You're cold out there. You're not fooling anybody. Admit it.
And I think we do a pretty good job with the heated benches and big propane tanks that we have of keeping the sideline warm enough. So you're never really out there too long, and even if you are out there, you're running around and stuff. So your heart rate's up, you're sweating. So it's fairly manageable if done right. As long as there's no wind, then there's usually not too much of a problem.
Yeah. It wasn't too windy last night, and really wasn't too much snow, but enough. Now listen, I'm getting some questions about this. The crown. Everybody wants to keep talking about the crown. Now, you kind of explained a little bit how that came about a few weeks ago, maybe. I think I asked you about it. But maybe just explain again, because Devante actually referenced you. He said you got to talk to Allen Lazard about this whole crown thing. So again, explain how this came about, number one. And number two, there was an actual crown on the sideline. Devante was actually wearing a real crown. Did you buy that crown? Where did that come from?
I did. I actually bought the crown for his birthday, which was Christmas Eve. And obviously, knowing that we were playing Sunday night and everything, I made sure to keep it at the stadium to make sure to use it as a prop after he scored, because I knew that was going to happen. It seems like it's inevitable at this point. But the origin of the crown is, really kind of dates back to preseason. I forgot which reporter exactly, but they came out with the top 10 receivers, and they didn't even have Devante on there. And if you know Wide receiver, if you know the game of football, it's undeniable that Devante's the best at what he does.
I would like to see
And
that
so,
list.
right. And for him to have the production he's having this year, obviously making a strong case for Offensive Player of the Year. He's about to potentially break the franchise record for most receiving touchdowns in a season. I think the most in a season from any player is Randy Moss at like 22. So he's not even that far off from that either, while he's also missed 2 games. So just the numbers that he's been putting up this year, the production that he's had, kind of originated where the crown came from, of crowning him the best of the game. It's me just kind of having fun with it. Obviously I respect him a lot and what he does, and trying to just make it known out there for everyone else that, when he's on the field, you guys need to be watching him.
Not a top 10 receiver. Wow. You got something to say, don't you, Ricardo?
It's just, you got to, come on. And what list was this? Was that actually a reputable organization? Because that's pretty bad.
Yeah. It was like an ESPN guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Something like I'll try to, I'm sure people watching this will be able to find it.
I want to see that list because I want to see who's just in the bottom 5. How could you not even put him on there? Come on.
I don't know. Let's move on. Let's not ruin that guy's night and at the end of his year. So, hey, let's talk some football. Allen, you tweeted afterward. I have it right here. Good team win tonight, right? What do you think that was your most complete game of the season? Would you agree?
Absolutely. On all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. We all played to the standard of what the Green Bay Packers is. And I think last week we failed that, or the previous week we failed that, but yesterday we were able to kind of live up to that standard, and if we're able to maintain that standard, we're obviously going to have a lot of success in the future.
Now, how about this? Because there are some observers saying, well, the Packers have only beaten like one team, I guess now 2 teams, with the Bears being 8-7 with winning records. So you pounded a very good Titans team, 40-14. Is it a statement win? Is that too cliche?
Absolutely. I think it's a statement win, especially looking on the other side of the ball with Derrick Henry and what they have offensively. Given the weather conditions of the game where passing the ball seems a little bit harder, knowing that they're going to have to rely on the run a lot to be successful, and for our defense to go out there and to hold them to 98 yards or whatever it was, which is crazy to think about that's a win. But, when they give him so many carries, I think they probably held at 3.3 yards a carry, which is really good. And for them to go out there and do that and can have that consistent performance throughout the entire game, special teams to go out there and help us with field position, and obviously offensively to control the ball and move methodically down the field and be able to put numerous points on the board. And I think that's a really, really good team win.
Now, you referenced it earlier. You talked about the Panthers game, not finishing it the way you wanted to. I know last week you said it wasn't up to your standard. So this week, you get up to a big lead again, 19-zip, and then all of a sudden the Titans score a touchdown right before the half, and then they open the second half with a touchdown drive. So they doubled you up, and next thing you know, it's 19-14. And I think you kind of seen this script before. It's like, well, is this going to be another tooth and nail battle to the finish? But like I said, you put your foot on their throats, and you really locked them up, put them away. So what did you like about your response to that, number one, and how does a response like that against a quality opponent really propel you going into the playoffs?
Yeah, they were able to really capture the momentum going into halftime and coming out of it too. Be able to score before and after. Make it in a 5-point game when it was 19-0 previously before that. So for us to be able to come out first possession of the second half and have that big explosion run by Aaron Jones, be able to score fairly short after that and kind of put the pressure back on them offensively to go out and to match what we were doing. I think it was a great response by us, and we were able to build more momentum off of that the rest of the game.
Couple more things, and then I know, Ricardo, you got a little update on where viewers are watching tonight,
Yes.
all over the country again.
All over.
Looking forward to that. Do you feel like you're hitting your peak? Are you at the cusp of really playing your best football of the season right now, at the right time of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're steadily inclining in the right direction of our production that we're having on all 3 phases, and especially as a team. We're having really good practices every single day. Great meetings. We're talking about making right adjustments and making sure that everyone's on the same page for all this stuff. So I think we're trending in the right direction going into January.
Last thing. Now we're going to talk about your rookie running back, A.J. Dillon, here in a little bit. Former guest of you earlier this season. What the heck's going on with his Lambeau leaps, Allen? What the heck are those? Those aren't even. Those look like something I would do. I could leap better than this guy. You even had to give him a Lambeau lift in his second attempt to get him over that wall. So how much razzing has young AJ taken from you guys since, and what tips would you give him to improve that Lambeau leap?
Well, I must say, me being a Lambeau leaper myself and experiencing that, the wall is a lot higher than what you would expect it to be. And, you got to add in the factor that you're in the middle of a game, playing your heart out, being exhausted. Now you're actually doing almost a max vertical jump. And for him, obviously being a little bit heavier than most players that have to do Lambeau leaps, he kind of struggled a little bit. But knowing that he scored that second one, I saw the opportunity for him to redeem himself, and I knew that I couldn't let him have that moment again. So I had to make sure that he got up there and almost threw him about 3 rows deep. But I'm just glad he was able to get up there.
Yeah, you gave him a pretty firm push. I mean, you weren't fooling around.
I was worried. He was about to fall again. So.
A little heavy set Quadzilla. That's why he's known as Quadzilla, Ricardo.
Lower half, he has quite a amount of mass down there.
I'm telling you guys, I could easily do a Lambeau leap with my vertical. Are you kidding me?
Are they putting a trampoline there for you?
I got like a 45-inch vertical still in my later 40s. It's incredible. Yes. I'm a physical specimen.
Centimeters.
Hey, Ricardo, where's everybody watching tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad you directed us over here, Brett. All over the country. Jenison, Michigan. Lafayette, Indiana. Las Vegas. I'm not sure if I'm saying this correct. Sylmar, California. And Canada as a whole. Canada, all the provinces watching us, Brett.
And we also know Wisconsin, Iowa, all over the place. So we have the metrics to prove it. So, all right, time for our first time out. And let's do tonight's stat pack. Aaron Rodgers, check this out. I saw this on Twitter last night. He finished with as many touchdowns last night as incompletion. Let me say that again. Incompletions. This reverb is driving me crazy here. 4 touchdowns against the Titans, 21 completions, and 25 attempts. I think he might be the MVP again, right? It's going back and forth between Patrick Mahomes, but I think number 12 might have solidified it. By the way, Rodgers is directing an offense that has scored at least 30 points 11 times this season. That's tied for their most in a single season. Also, the Packers have scored 474 points so far, need just 13 more points to move into second place in team history for the most scored in a single season. The team record is 560 points, set in 2011. So a history-making season for a lot of guys and the team as a whole. All right, Lizard, are we ready to get these two guys onto the screen?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Here we go. Our guests tonight, both are in their third NFL seasons, all with the Packers. All right, one joined the Packers when he was signed to their practice squad in December of 2017. The other signed with the Packers as an undrafted free agent in 2018. One has appeared in all 15 games this season and has 50 receptions for 568 yards and 10 touchdowns, which, by the way, ranks as the second most by a tight end in the league right now. The other has appeared in 8 games this season, but is still looking for his first pass attempt. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. I've got an idea about that. One enjoyed a standout collegiate career at Indiana State, where he finished as the Sycamores' all-time leader in career touchdown receptions, single-season touchdown receptions, and most consecutive games with a catch. The other played collegiately at both UConn and Eastern Kentucky, and it was at Eastern Kentucky, Ricardo, where he led the Ohio Valley Conference as a senior with 2,134 yards, the 5th most in a single season in program history. One of our guests tonight is on his way to surpassing the legendary Larry Bird as being considered the greatest athlete in Indiana State history. It's going to happen. The statue is going up. The other was part of 3 state high school football championships and threw for 24 touchdowns and rushed for 5 scores during a senior season that saw him earn Connecticut High School Coaches Association Player of the Year honors. One is all about being steezy. We learned about that last time, didn't we? And the other is, I don't know, well, maybe he's steezy too. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what that means. And together, they're part of an offense that leads the league in scoring and is on the cusp of finishing with the second most points scored by a Packers team in franchise history. How about a Clubhouse Live virtual welcome for Green Bay Packers tight end number 85, Robert Tonyan, and Packers quarterback number 8, Tim Boyle.
There we go.
There they are. I need to take a breath. Those intros are those 2-for-1 intros are killing me now. I am out of breath. Allen is just killing me with this right now. He's making me work too hard. Gentlemen,
well done.
Thank you. Welcome back to the show. But if you remember, because this is Allen's show and you are his guests, Allen always asks the first question of the night.
Well, I guess I'll keep it the same since I've been doing it consistently. So I'll ask you guys individually. Tim, I'll start with you. If we were to go back to Connecticut, take me back to your hometown, little Tim Boyle's just riding his little two-wheel bike around, where would you take me to go get food?
Food. Oh, brother. We have a place called Coggins Market right by the house. So we hop on the bikes, go get some Gatorades and some subs at Coggins Market and skate back to the house.
And where is this in Connecticut?
I'm from Middlefield, Connecticut, right in the center of the state.
Hence middle.
Exactly.
Bobby, if we were in your part of the town, down below the border, where are we grabbing some za, or where are you leading to? You're muted. It's still muted. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go.
He's back.
Wow, here we go. There we go. No wonder. There we go. Good thing Tim didn't hear what I said about him. I would take you to Alex's. Alex's is it's a good little spot. It's a good hole in the wall spot.
What is it? What is it?
Like pizza puffs, Italian beefs, gyros, hot dogs, just kind of like that kind of stuff. But it's kind of like a little family spot. The pizza puffs are phenomenal.
Fire. Dope.
All right. There we go. The food questions continue, Ricardo.
Question. Love them.
By the way, I got to think the Packers nutritionist does not like to hear this. He wants you guys eating yogurt and tofu and salmon and chicken and rice and salad and water. You can't have pizza and burgers and fries and all that stuff. That's against being a professional athlete. Am I right, guys?
No.
Except for Monday nights. Monday nights where we get to have some fun.
There you go.
That's right. Allen, you said Monday night is cheat night. It's usually your Culver's night. Yeah. Get your Butterburger.
Tonight I'm having Chili's.
Oh, yeah, that's a good place too. Yeah. Chili's, Culver's, whatever you want. It's cheat night. All right, guys. How much did Allen bribe you to come back onto the show? What is he enticing you with? Because you guys were guests earlier in the season, and I know that you don't want to be here with Ricardo the Bears fan tonight, especially during Bears Week. What is he bribing you with?
The show's a fun time. No, the show's a fun time. We're glad to be on.
Boom.
How come Robert doesn't look like he's having fun?
Allen just asked me, and I said yes.
That's it.
Allen's a good dude.
Same here. Just a simple question.
Yeah.
He's got sway.
He does.
Allen's got sway.
Would it be better if we kicked Ricardo off? Maybe blacked his screen, muted his mic. It is Bears Week after all.
Might be. True. Might be the time.
Big Bears guy.
Yeah.
No. That's my coach.
All right. We got to ask Robert this. It's the question that a lot of people are asking right now, of course, right? You know, and I am not talking about the Pro Bowl stuff. I am talking about your last name. For years, you allowed people to say Tonyan instead of Tonyan. Why did you let this linger so long? And you've been on the show a couple times previously. Why didn't you use our show? We have breaking news music. We could have had breaking news on the show. There it is. Breaking news. It is not Tonyan. It is Tonyan. Why didn't you correct everybody, Robert?
I don't know. I just really didn't even really pay attention to it, honestly. And then I guess I hear it more just when my name was being called. Because in high school, I was called by my last name. So then I heard it more, but then I started going by my first name more as I got older. So I didn't really even pay attention nor care. And then my sister and my grandpa kind of got upset that it wasn't being said right because it was all over the TV and stuff. So I guess it was just time to, speak up.
Time to speak. I was wondering if like mom or dad was said, "Hey, Robert, let's get this correct. You're a Pro Bowl tight end.
Yes.
He should be.
Pro Bowl
Let's get this
caliber.
name right."
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. By the way, it makes sense because if you just take Ton, in English
ton.
it's ton.
Yeah.
It's ton. So I don't know why are people having a hard time with that. Tim Boyle, your turn. Now listen, I've got an idea about this no passing attempts thing. Why don't you just ignore Matt LaFleur's play call, doing the little audible, and just say, forget this. I'm not handing it off or taking a knee. I'm chucking it 40 yards downfield. Why don't you just do it?
Conversations have been had. And then at that point, you have to weigh the pros and the cons of whether I like being a professional athlete or I just like to have a fun story to tell my kids one day. And I'd rather be a professional athlete.
Hey, fair enough. But it's kind of like the movie Rudy, right? At the end when they just decide, forget the play call, we're going to throw the halfback option and score a touchdown. Make sure Rudy gets on the field. What would Matt LaFleur do, Tim, if you just flat out said,
no,
forget
I mean, it wouldn't be a good time for me, and it wouldn't even be in the realm of possibility for what I'd do. I want to make sure that I'm trusted, I'm doing my job. But if that situation ever did come up, then check on me because I'm probably not well.
I've got an idea.
Tim's going to live in the moment more.
Yeah.
Just live in the moment, Tim.
I disagree.
Live in the moment. Well, here's an idea.
I'm centered, Bobby.
Here's an idea, guys. It's the Super Bowl. You guys have it won. LaFleur says, Tim, get out there, get us in victory formation, and then we can celebrate. That is the time to do it. Just to throw that
in the Super Bowl, you're
bomb. Yeah, Super Bowl.
If I wouldn't take a knee in the Super Bowl. That's 100% 12's obligation. There's no better feeling as quarterback to take a knee. I bet winning the Super Bowl, and he's done it once before, so I would not want to take that from him.
Interesting. He's just not going to do it, Brett.
I'm trying to get somebody in trouble. Okay. That's why I just want to see somebody get in trouble.
Dude, you're an instigator.
You hear the fans love it.
Yeah.
All right, Robert, back to you. Now we do have to talk about this Pro Bowl nonsense, all right? Now, right here. 50 catches, Ricardo, on the season, and 57 targets.
Yeah.
568 yards, 10 touchdowns. Only Travis Kelce has more, 11 touchdowns by a tight end. Teammates, Allen Lazard, you've been all over Twitter being very vocal about this Pro Bowl snub. Was it T.J. Hawkinson?
Yeah.
And
Evan Ingram.
Ingram of the Giants got in, yeah. Robert, your thoughts? I don't know if we've heard publicly from you since the Pro Bowl stuff came out, but what are your thoughts on how that all went down?
I guess really I don't really have like an opinion on it because I really didn't care going into it. I know that is a big deal and stuff like that, but that wasn't one of my goals going into the season. And I really didn't know how the Pro Bowl voting or any of that really worked or when it was. But I just was kind of locked into playing good football and doing, playing my role for the team. And it just so happened to put me in a situation where, that accolade was possible. And yeah, I don't really have a thought on it. I'm just going to continue to play football and have fun because that's what, I'm doing right now and I'm enjoying it.
Allen, Tim,
Amen.
What do you guys think? We'll start with Allen.
Nubbed completely.
Yeah, Allen talks for me anyway.
He's like his agent.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, us as players, we kind of know and have our own opinion about the Pro Bowls and people that get elected for it. and how that whole process takes place. But I think at the end of the day, people in the league, people that watch football and understand football, know the production that Bobby's put together and has seen the season and knows how intricate or how important he is to our offense and the success that we have. And, I think at the end of the day, that's really what matters the most, is that he's a vital part of our offense and helps us get the ball rolling. And we wouldn't have the success that we have and be where we are today without having him. And for the entire season, for him to play and all the games this year, that's a big thing.
Well, that's a good question. Actually, let's just move on to this right away, Allen, and I'm going to go back to you really quick. You talked about Robert's importance, his role to the offense. How about Tim and the importance that he has with the success of your team? Because a lot of it is behind the scenes.
Yeah. I think I stated this when Tim first came on the show, week 2. But Tim probably has the hardest job. He has to prepare as a starter without getting any of the reps and, only having the mental reps and having to not actually go out there and to practice those reads, practice those throws, practice his footwork for the plays and everything. So he's doing that, as well as, performing on the practice squad, trying to give the defense the best look as well. So he has, in my sense, one of the most important jobs on the team. Because you never know what could happen at the end of the day, and the way he goes about his business every single day, how he's prepared, and how he's been performing. I think it's at an elite level, and there just happens to be a really good guy in front of him.
Yeah, a Hall of Famer. I mean, let's just potentially the MVP. We'll ask these guys about that here in a little bit, but let's ask Tim first, and then Robert, talking about roles. And last night's TV broadcast, I don't know if you saw this, Ricardo. Chris Collinsworth said Allen Lazard called him an unsung hero of the Packers offense, right? So let's start with Tim. Can you explain to everybody out there Allen's importance to the offense? Because while he can score touchdowns, make some big grabs, he is a fantastic blocker, and that's some of the stuff that people just don't see. The block he had on A.J. Dillon's first touchdown run kind of sealed off the inside there, and then he was blocking on Aaron Jones's long run, stayed with it. So just Tim, talk about Allen being an unsung hero of your offense.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that stands out about Allen, he's very versatile, and you said it. A lot of receivers in the National Football League don't want to insert in between a tackle and a tight end and stick their face in a safety's face and get physical like that. So I think from a gritty wanting to get into actual playing football and hitting, linebackers, inserting for safeties, Allen's one of the best to ever do it. But the part that kind of goes unnoticed, I think, from my perspective to the public, is how detail-oriented he is and how much of a talented natural catcher he is. So I think as a quarterback, when you look at Allen Lazard, you think reliable. He's going to be where he needs to be, and he's always going to give you his best effort. And he's, like I said, he's a blocking receiver who, it's hard to find a very good blocking receiver these days. So obviously, hat goes off to him for having that mentality, which is hard to have. Robert,
same question. Your thoughts? What Allen? This is the time to gush about the guy who brought you onto this show. So be good. But your thoughts on being an unsung hero?
Allen is not unsung to me. I'll sing him a song right now. That's how important he is to us. But what's good about Allen is relating to him and his story and stuff like that. I just understand his mentality on the field. So when I'm in the huddle, I can relate to someone who's on the same wavelength, I guess you would say, in the same mental. So when he's inserting with me, as Tim was saying, between a tackle and tight end, I can trust that me and Allen are on the same page. If it's a weird look or something, that we can get it done, or I can take his guy or he can take my guy in just a split of a second. So I think that the mental aspect of it too, and how intelligent he is with this offense, is important as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ricardo, do you have anything online?
I do.
I know you're flagging me down.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I thought this was a very interesting question. It's from Conrad Buchholz. He's asking all three of you, have you ever been ice fishing in Wisconsin? And if you haven't, would you try it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ice fishing.
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have not,
I
and
haven't.
I would be open to it.
I
Well,
grew up
we
around here. So, that's
we
an
could
easy-
have
that's
we could
easy.
have Tonyan explain what it is to the other two guys because
I think-
it's
yeah.
Bobby,
Go ahead.
please tell us what it is, Bobby.
I mean, they know what it is, but so me and my family, like the Tonyan family, have like cabins up in Sainer, Wisconsin, like north of Minocqua.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent some summers and winters there growing up, like most of my childhood. But yeah, just drill a big old hole in the ice, man, and it's deep. You got to drill pretty deep because I can't remember how like much ice is actually to water, but yeah, it's a long waiting game, and it's cold.
How about you, Lizard? You want to do some ice fishing?
Yeah, I'd definitely be down. It's just got some other pre-required things to do in my schedule right now during the.
Maybe catch some sturgeon on Lake Winnebago here in
maybe.
February. That's always a big deal. Hey, guys, let's ask we asked Allen this already in a previous show, but let's ask Robert and Tim. We'll go in that order. State your case. Why is Aaron Rodgers the 2020 NFL MVP? Bobby.
I'll go first. So when you hit the play button on the film and just watch it happen and unfold, I think it kind of like the tape just says itself. I think there's a lot of people on our team that don't get the recognition they deserve, like how we were just talking about. And I think Aaron, out of most people, doesn't get the respect he deserves, and he's in the MVP race. I just think there's I don't know what it is in the media. I think it's gotten better over the years, but of like, how he's like looked at and outlook on him, but it is completely like different when you're like in that locker room with them and led by him. And I just think that he is also like one of those guys that just doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Interesting. Tim, your turn. You're a quarterback. You see what he's doing. You know how difficult it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I see two sides of it. I see what Bobby says, and you put on the film and you watch it every day. But if you know nothing about football and you look at his statistics, no one's coming close to that. I mean, in my opinion, 5 interceptions in 15 games is silly as a quarterback. It really is. It's hard to do. And every game, he's so consistent in what he does, and it never wavers. No matter what team we're playing, no matter what defense it is, he's got a lot on his plate every week, and he handles it with such grace. And it really is incredible as a quarterback and someone who likes studying good quarterbacks and having one of the greatest ever play right in front of me. He makes it look so easy day in and day out. And these 3 guys, these other 2 guys can tell. I mean, practice, he's sharp, he's locked in, and it translates. And it's a perfect example of practice preparation equals game reality.
Good stuff. I like it. A couple more things, and we got to get to our Clubhouse Live challenge, and we'll see. Ricardo, you got to think number 12 is the MVP, right?
well, I would think he's a front runner for sure. I mean,
It pains you to say that.
it pains me to say it, but you got to be a realist, right?
Well, be a realist when we're doing our Up North
No.
segment, Ricardo.
No,
And it's our Packers.
that I
Bears
got to be
bet.
a fan.
Hey, guys, thoughts on the play of your young rookie, A.J. Dillon? Now, listen, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 carries. Allen, I'll start with you. How impressive was it just simply for that performance, given what he had been dealing with the COVID issues? Because that sounded like it was pretty serious for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for him kind of coming back, bouncing back, getting back into shape and everything, getting back into the regular schedule. That's a challenge. That's a challenge within itself, and then be able to take on the mental and physical workload that it requires week in and week out to play in this league. For him to come out there, especially, all the lights, all the cameras were on Derrick Henry last night, and what the performance he was going to do. But I think for him to go out there and to have the performance he did, especially if you watch some of those plays, just running over grown men, like big grown men, and he's running through, pounding through them, and to finish forward like he was. Nice, Tim. He was having a great night, and it makes me as a blocker a lot easier, knowing that I'm having a guy like that running back there, having him, having Aaron Jones, having Jamal Williams. It makes taking those safety blocks a lot easier, knowing that they're going to be able to bounce off me. And like Bobby was saying, how our communication, we don't necessarily have to talk, but because we get this certain look, we know, I'm gonna block his guy, he's gonna block my guy, and I know where the running back's gonna hit. and it's that constant repetition of practice. Like Tim was saying, practice preparation equals game reality. I think it trickles down from 12 and to the rest of the, veterans on our team and to the young guys like us, and then everyone else as well, about how we go about our business every single day. And to kind of circle back, I think AJ had a fantastic night, and I'm very happy for him.
I tell you what, gives the defenses something even more to worry about. Let me think about that, Ricardo. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and now you add A.J. Dillon to the mix too as another weapon. I'm telling you what, your Bears are in for a long Sunday evening coming up. I know the virtual crowd love to hear that. And they also love to hear this. Hey, I've got my red challenge flag. Here we go, guys. It is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Let's hear some music. Rosie, play it. All right. I don't even need to explain the rules to the guys. The guys know that it's called How Well Do You Know? Rapid Fire Trivia Contest. I'm going to ask 5 questions. They each pertain to the same category. If you think you know the answer, you raise your hand and you yell ding, because you cannot use this bell. I'll use this bell. If, Ricardo, you're going to keep track of everybody's score.
Yes.
There will be a bonus question, of course, of a point total that I'll determine to make sure Allen wins the game. He's like one.
Maybe I just won't even try. I won't even try the first 5 questions. I'll just wait for the last.
Wow. He's that confident right now. He is red hot. Hey, guys, he's won for 2 straight months.
Yes.
In fact, he had a perfect game. 11-0 he won. I think, who was that against?
Yeah.
That was against the safeties, Amos and Savage.
Yes.
You just cleaned their clock. So, hey, your playing partners tonight. Allen, your virtual playing partner is Nancy Bollier. Can you say hi to Nancy?
Hi, Nancy. Can't wait to get this dub and beat these boys.
Yes, she's watching tonight. Robert, your virtual playing partner is Adriana Moreno. Can you say hi to Adriana?
Hello. We are going to get the dub.
Okay. And Tim, your virtual playing partner is Terleen Cheslock. Can you say hi to Terleen?
I love the name. That's a great vibe. We're going to win.
Yes.
Cool.
Tim and Terleen.
There you go.
They're feeling very popular. Now, the winner tonight, I've got a whole bunch of these. Look at this. Hey, Tim, what do you think of that? That's your quarterback. That's a Aaron Rodgers blanket. Look at that. Wouldn't you like to cuddle up with Aaron Rodgers? Yes. On a cold Wisconsin wintry night. There we go. Hey, the runner-ups tonight, because nobody goes home empty-handed, USA Today Network Wisconsin Frisbees. What do they cost? A cent?
No,
A cent to
22 cents.
Well, I have a whole bin of them. I got to get rid of them. So that's where they're going tonight. So tonight's category is acronyms. Acronyms. For example, NASA or ESPN. I will give you the acronym.
Oh, wow.
You tell me the what it stands for. It's very simple. Now, the lizard looks concerned. Tim's just chilling. He's like, I got this. No problem. And I'm not sure what Robert is thinking right now.
I think this is going to fit Tim the best.
Okay. Well, Tim seems to think so.
I don't know. Okay. I'm kind of nervous. I don't really know.
Well, here we go.
Wait, what's ESPN stand for?
Entertainment, Sports, Programming Network.
Programming?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go 1-0.
I have 1-0 me.
Brett 1-0, yes.
Now NASA, I'm not sure. That's
National
tough.
Aeronautic Space Administration.
Ricardo.
Thank you.
You and I are tied 1-1. So
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, the real game starts now. Here we go. Number 1. LOL.
Ding.
Ding.
Ooh,
Allen
got it first. Yeah, go ahead, Allen.
Laugh out loud.
Yes. He gets the bell.
Already?
1 for Allen, nothing for Bobby and Tim.
Remember, hand raise and yell ding.
Yes.
That's your bell. Number 2, BYU.
Ding.
Oh,
Robert.
Ding.
Robert.
Brigham Young University.
Yes, Ricardo scores.
1 for Allen, 1 for Bobby, 1 for Tim. Or nothing for Tim, sorry.
That's okay. Plenty of game left. Here we go. Number 3, FAQ.
Ding.
Yes, Allen.
Frequently asked questions.
Yes, Ricardo score.
Hey, 2 for Allen, 1 for Bobby, nothing yet for Tim.
See, they're acronyms everywhere in
Yes.
this world. So number 4, TGIF.
Ding.
Ding.
Thing.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know who did that.
Well,
Ding.
I heard the
Ding.
ding from Alan
Yes.
first, and not the
Oh,
ding
here
from
we
Robert.
go. This is starting again.
Go ahead,
It's
Alan.
my show. Shut up. TGIF.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God it's Friday. Was that a nutcracker, by
No,
the way?
look
What
like-
was that?
That was a gnome.
It was
a gnome.
It was a gnome.
Okay.
All right, 3 for Alan, 1 for Bobby, nothing for Tim.
Thank
Here we go.
goodness.
Last one. RBI.
Ding.
Oh,
Ding.
Alan.
Alan.
Runner,
my
batter in. Run, batter
Whoa.
in.
Say it again.
Run, batter in.
Dang.
No.
No.
No. Robert.
Run batted in.
Yes.
Yes.
Robert's got it. Not batter in. It's a baseball term. Baseball
Yes.
acronym.
Well, Brett,
I'm getting shafted right now. I'm getting shafted.
after 5 rounds, Alan has 3, Bobby has 2, Tim has none, but 4
a
points.
4-point bonus question coming up for you, Tim. Here you go. You still have a chance. GOAT.
Ding.
Ding.
Oh,
Dang.
who got it?
Greatest of all time.
It was
Me.
Alan. Alan?
Oh, he got it.
He got it. Greatest of all time. Alan Lazard
Thanks for having
wins.
me.
How well do you know? Rosie, some music.
And I think Alan's internet is a little faster, it seems
It
like.
might be. There was a delay with everybody else.
Those
What's
2 other
going
guys are
here?
on dial-up.
Wow.
All right.
Nancy, I'm going to send you Aaron Rodgers through the mail.
Brett, that's
Nancy,
9
I told
weeks in
you
a
I
row.
got you.
Unbelievable. What a
9
performance.
weeks in a row.
GOAT, GOAT, greatest of all time. That could be Aaron Rodgers. Could be Devante Adams. It certainly isn't you, Ricardo. I know
No.
that. So,
It's me tonight.
Yeah.
oh, here we go. A little trash talk here. Well, Robert, Tim, just come on again next week. We'll keep
Yeah.
playing the game. We'll make it happen so you guys can win a game of How Well Do You Know. All right?
I can't have losers on my show.
Oh,
my goodness.
wow.
No, wow. I like this.
I'm gonna beat up Alan tomorrow when I see him.
This is going to be breaking news
He's
right there,
laughing.
Rosie.
COVID. COVID, I can't see.
Robert Tonyan has threatened Allen Lazard on the show.
Love it.
Okay, we've got a couple of video questions, though. We have a question for Alan and a question actually for Tim tonight, video question. Let's start with the one for Alan from Ryan Lanning. Go ahead, Rosie.
Hi, Alan. How does playing at Lambeau Field compare to playing at Jack Trice Stadium?
Ooh, that's a great comparison. Lambeau Field, I would say the biggest difference, which these guys can probably give their input as well. And I think Lambeau Field, along with a few other stadiums, have special lights, especially for the night games where the lights just pop even more. So playing at Lambeau Field is something very special, and it's a great environment, especially when we have more than 1,000 people in the stands. But Jack Trice, just the environment and growing up there on the foothills, being a huge fan growing up, and then be able to follow in the footsteps of my father and my brother, and to play alongside my brother there, I think that really holds a special spot in my heart as well. So both of them, they're both up here. I couldn't put one above the other, I would say at this point, but in comparison to other venues, they definitely supersede any other fields, stadiums, arenas.
Wow.
Very good. Excellent question, or excellent answer. And now it is time, Rosie, for the question for Tim from Julie Detchen.
Quick question for Tim. We've seen some of the antics that you and Jordan and Aaron have done during summer training camps. Have you done anything else kind of fun and crazy that we don't get to see, seeing as access is kind of sheltered for most of us these days? I'd like to know. And have a good playoff run. Go Pack, go.
Great question. We don't really do anything like the training camp stuff was lighthearted because we didn't really have a game that weekend, so we were able to kind of roughhouse a little bit. But once we were in season, you kind of dial that one down a little bit just to make sure that 12's healthy and ready to go, because I would hurt him, obviously. The fun thing that I think the quarterbacks do when we have a great room. Jordan, obviously Aaron, myself, and we have Hackett, Coach LaFleur, Coach Getsy. And the 6 of us in that room is tremendous. And, we're always throwing jokes around, making sure that we're checking ourselves, holding each other accountable. But we just had our Christmas exchange, and some funny things were, joked around, inside jokes, some appropriate, some not appropriate. But that's kind of the fun part, the camaraderie with that group is we're able to understand who we are and kind of dive in deeper than just football. And we care for each other. I'm friends with all 5 of those guys, and I can honestly call those guys, trusted friends. And we're obviously very lucky to have that group, but nothing really too crazy in season, like you saw in training camp.
Got to keep everybody healthy, Ricardo.
That's
Don't
right.
want to be messing around. Hey, they get something, Randy, Ryan, I should say, and Julie, for having their questions selected.
That's right. For having their video questions selected, both Ryan and Julie, they win a signed photo of Allen Lazard. Each week, we'll ask you to submit video questions for our upcoming guests that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live.
Before we go to the Something Cool segment, I wanted to ask Robert, being an Indiana State guy, have you ever had the chance to meet the great Larry Bird?
Ooh.
It's actually a funny story because I didn't get to meet him, but I just walked right past him in the hotel lobby. I was going to see my parents after a game, and it was when his statue was getting put up, and I passed him in the hallway, and I didn't realize who it was until I got to the parking lot, and I was driving away, and he was walking out, and I was like, "That's Larry Bird for sure. That is definitely Larry Bird."
Larry legend. When are we going to see a Robert Tonyan statue at Indiana State? It's got to be coming anytime now.
Got to ask Allen. Allen talks my off the field, motives or whatever you want to say for that. That's all, Allen.
He's the agent. He's the agent, Allen. You got to make it happen. All right. Hey, it's time. Allen, get ready. It is the segment of all segments, we like to say. It is time for something cool from Allen Lazard's house. Roll it, Rosie.
Steez.
That's Steez.
Steez. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this is a Christmas present my mom had got for me, and I think my older brother as well. But what it is just my grandpa, who is probably one of the most influential persons in my life, someone that I really idolized, looked up to. Unfortunately, passed away a few years ago, but he would write in his journal all the time, write notes, and so she was able to get one of those notes framed for me personally. I know you guys can really see it. It's in cursive too. So, but it's titled for me, my older brother, my younger brother. And it's just kind of just, a few things that how he viewed life and how to go about your daily basis, your daily regimens and how to treat people and stuff. And, he was a huge influence on my life. So for her to do something like that really means a lot to me. And I'm very thankful for that. So shout out my mom, who I know is watching right now. Glad you made it home safe from coming to visit me, and I really appreciate that present again.
Excellent. Great.
Pretty cool.
Great gift. You'll cherish that forever. So good job, Mrs. Lazard. And we got to meet the Lazard someday, Ricardo. Not you. They don't want to meet you. They want to meet me. They want to meet me. So, Rosie, we need a virtual round of applause for the guys tonight, Allen, Robert, and Tim. But now, very interesting segment. We are going up north with Mark Olenichik Realty. First, if you are buying or selling real estate in Northeast Wisconsin, contact the licensed professional realtors at Mark Olenichik Realty. Call 920-432-1007 or visit olej.com. Now, up north means we pick the Packers game coming up. First, it's Packers-Bears, 3:25 kickoff at Soldier Field. What's the Packers-Bears bet? Last time you had to wear a cheese head.
I haven't even thought about it, but I'll tell you this. I'm praying to Coach Ditka that they can come away with the win. Tell you the truth, Brett, I just want them to make the playoffs. So if they happen to lose against the Packers and get in through the back way, who cares, Brett? I'm putting on the Bears cap. Bears are going to get in the playoffs. That's all I'm predicting. They're going to get in the playoffs.
Wow. Come on, let's hear the boos. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Tim Boyle hates it. Allen Lazard hates it.
Playa haters.
Robert Tonyan, after he is done beating up Allen, he's going to beat up you. Okay. He's just going to beat up everybody. So, hey, listen, guys. The Victory Visor. This thing is darn near undefeated.
Will
in
you
the 2
wash
years.
that thing? That
I
thing
haven't
needs to
washed
be
it
washed.
in years. The Victory Visor is undefeated this year because when we didn't have shows, they've lost. So let me put the Victory Visor on the head. What do you guys think? You know what I'm picking?
Love it.
84-0.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Chicago Bears 84-0. Mitch Trubisky is going to throw
Tim Boyle,
9
that's a 400
interceptions. Yes. Listen, Bears offensive surge
throw me
has
in
come
that,
against
yeah.
the Jags, the Vikings, the Texans, the Lions. Come on. No way. Packers are 18-4 against the Bears dating back to the 2010 season. They're also 9-2 at Soldier Field over that same stretch. Aaron Rodgers solidifies his third career NFL MVP, and the Packers cement the NFC's top playoff seed. 84-0. You each are going to score 3 touchdowns. You each will score 3 touchdowns in the game. That's what I'm predicting. And by the way, Lizard,
Look at this. Look at this.
we also have a crown here at the office. Let me put that on the head, too, for extra good luck for a big day at Soldier Field.
It can barely fit your swollen head.
This, by the way, we had the crown in the office. I didn't go out and buy it, but might as well use it
I
anyway.
think that's the same one.
It
I think
is.
it's the exact same.
You can't know how excited I was when I saw the close-up of it on TV last night. I thought, we've got this. We've got this.
You got
prop we
that from
can
Burger
use.
King.
No, I'll tell the story about the crown some other time, but it relates to my unbelievable basketball shooting. That's all I'm going to
Whopper.
say. Anyway, so the crown is on with the Victory Visor. All right. Packers News app.
That's
Ricardo,
right.
we got to shut this down.
With exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team, that Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. That app is available for iPhone and Android users, Brett.
Again, thanks to our friends, Mark Olenichik Realty. They would like to thank Northeast Wisconsin for 40 years of real estate success. Put their success to work for you. Call Mark Olenichik Realty at 920-432-1007 or visit olej.com. Mayfield Sports Marketing, a leading Wisconsin sports marketing agency and speaker bureau. And our friend, Eric Lives Here, and Mike Thiel for letting us use the intro and outro MVP. That's his song for our show. Tonight's keyword, it is the final keyword of the season, Ricardo. Here, I'll let you hold up the print. I know Rosie's got a picture of it as well.
Yeah.
But again, we're giving away this cool 16 by 20 canvas print signed by Allen Lazard. We're giving it away to a lucky fan at the end of the season, and here's how you can register. We have been displaying a keyword each week since our November 2nd episode, and all you had to do was watch those shows and collect the keywords. Fans who submit the correct list of keywords will be eligible and registered. From there, we'll randomly select the lucky winner, which we'll announce as part of next week's show. Now, tonight is our final keyword, but if you missed the previous keywords, check out replays of the show at clubhouselive.com. I'll post information on how you can enter those keywords on our Clubhouse Live Facebook page. That's going to be tomorrow at facebook.com/clubhouselive. Rosie, put up the final keyword tonight. Playoffs. It's very fitting. Playoffs is the final keyword for that beautiful signed print by Allen Lazard.
Brett, I have one request.
Yes.
Next Sunday, Packer-Bears game is my birthday. So, Alan, Bobby, Tim, if you guys score a touchdown, if you guys could just shout in the end zone, happy birthday, Ricardo, that would be beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, my. No way.
I would, but because it falls on Bears week, I think it's the oxymoron of it.
Aw.
It's tough.
It's
It's tough.
together.
Yeah.
I hate
You
you.
have to wear that one.
It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
You
Well,
gotta change your
I'm gonna-
birthday.
I'm going to be optimistic. I think it's going to happen, Brett. BC.
Listen,
No, it's
Tim,
a tough ask.
in the meeting room this week, there was one time when Aaron yelled New York Bozo, like, I don't know, it was a dummy call or something. Ricardo Bozo, some dummy call at the line. That would be perfect for Bears week. Could you do that? Did you make that happen? Ricardo
Whatever.
Bozo.
Bear down, baby.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Oh, that would be awesome to hear the cameras catch that. Ricardo will be crying. All right, Lizard, what a show. Fantastic show. We're going a little long. We got to wrap it up. You have the final word.
Once again, Tim, Bobby, appreciate beating you down to smithereens in my game. But more excited about to beat you in pool here shortly. To everyone else out there, thank you for tuning in. I'm having so much fun this year with you guys and everything. and excited for next week and for what 2021 has in store for us.
Yes. Happy New Year to everybody out there.
Yes.
That's right. Finally, 2020 is hitting the road.
Done.
Robert Tonyan, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. We appreciate it. Congratulations on a fantastic season so far.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Pleasure
Yes,
to
sir.
be on here.
And Tim Boyle, thank you as always for being with us. We appreciate you, and congratulations on an outstanding season as well.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Lizard, we'll do it again next week. But for the Lizard, for Bobby, for Timmy, for Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett the Beast. Don't forget it. I'm the Beast. Wearing the crown. Be back here next Monday night as we celebrate a big Packers victory over the hated Chicago Bears. We're going to make Ricardo cry all show long as we celebrate it with that guy wearing the Giannis jersey at the top right of your screen. It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver number 13, Allen the Lizard Lazard. Mean Gene, take it away.
Go